Hello everyone and welcome to Platt's Parcel, home of Platt's poetry, Platt's prose, and of course Platt's portrait. Remember guys, alliteration is key and we love the letter P. In this podcast we explored the behind the scenes of Platt's poetry, prose, and as well as take a deeper dive into what it means to be perfectly lovable, amazingly talented and tough. In season 4 of Platt's portrait, we'll be shifting our focus from poetry and prose to the personal. Don't worry, there will still be poems every episode. In some episodes it will just be me reading from books. I am working on it, but if I'm going to be delivering more, the goal of the year is to deliver more episodes, then I have no other choice but to expand the topics of discussion, and I hope you guys don't mind that much. It's only me, myself, and I, and thoughts of my mind. Expect randomness, expect moments where I go off script, expect life lessons, but most importantly, expect fun, because at the end of the day, that's funny. You can understand later in the episode. At the end of the day, that's what life is about. Finding joy. It's not just the exceptional, but also the mundane. I also hope you enjoy today's episode and whatever episode it is. And remember to follow us on all our social medias and spaces. There are links in the description. If you are on YouTube, and Anchor as well should link you all back to the Instagram page where you can find all the links you can hope for. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I hope that you have lots of fun in today's episode. Tomorrow is such an interesting word to me. Like the word Wednesday, I struggle to spell it correctly sometimes. In the case of tomorrow, I often spell it with 2 M's and 1 R, or I spell it with 2 M's and 2 R's. I thought this was the correct way to spell because Google never really corrected me. Well, not my Google, the keyboard thing. It never corrected me when I would type it in the days, But my friends insisted that I check the dictionary, the Google dictionary now, instead of just relying on the keyboard that has long since accepted my terrible spelling. And my friends were right for the correct spelling, and to my surprise, it was Tomorrow. That's what it is. I just checked again. According to my last run to Google, anyways. I still don't trust that spelling. Just before sitting down to write the script, I was like, okay, let me check out the spelling of tomorrow today and Overmorrow, just in case, for the episode. There is only 1 M, and there are 3 O's who are separated from each other like estranged siblings. A T towers over the entire word, but the W closes it off from the world. And don't forget about the 2 R's that's with their rares to each other. I suppose we can be thankful that even though arguing, they are still together. In the trailer for this new season, I mentioned that I was on Twitter and found a list entitled The Names of Things You Probably Didn't Know. I like to think that I know a few things. I don't know everything, but I know enough things. I don't know enough things, but I can learn more things. But I know things because I love to go around collecting random information. Because random information helps you when you're writing stories and books, And I was like, the list was basically telling me that, calling me an idiot, calling me stupid. So I had to give it a read to prove to myself that I wasn't stupid. Because we're always trying to prove to ourselves that we're not stupid by doing stupid things, like reading a list from the internet that is calling us stupid, even though we've never met this list in our entire life. And people beat and teach. The list beat and teach, as in the list told me that I was stupid, and then it taught me the words on it, because of the 20 words I knew only 2. I can't even pronounce most of them, but the word that stood out to me was number 9, and that's the day, and then number 9 said that the day after tomorrow is called Overmorrow. Now, of course, I knew this already, but I haven't seen Overmorrow in so long. Actually, I haven't seen it in so long. I forgot about it. The reason it stood out to me because I forgot about it. Because I had begun, past participle or the past tense. Which one is it supposed to be in that case? I had begun to accept that there was actually no word for the day after tomorrow. It had become such an annoying thing to express in my writing. I would often avoid it entirely, if possible. I'd come up with the most elaborate and extravagant ways to say it. The day 2 suns away, or the day following tomorrow's moon. And to see the word overmorrow, I was like, yes, finally. But just like tomorrow, this word is also hard to spell. I blame the morrow part again. It brings bickering R's and lonely O's, tired W's and a tired W and an egotistical M. That's how morrow it looks like to me. Bickering R's that tear their wares to each other. And then you have the lonely O's so far away from each other, and then you have the W's, and then the egotistical M's, and all those blah 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 blah. I like to make words into poems when I do not understand the words at all. What I find most interesting is that the word morrow means the next day. Morrow, therefore, in Old English version of the word, it is therefore the Old English and more archaic version of tomorrow. But we don't use the word morrow in common bantering, or mostly poets and authors borrow the word to lay alongside their artistry. I actually decided to do some extra reading on how morrow became tomorrow and found out some interesting concepts like how morrow once meant morning as well. I will link the site I was reading from in the description of the YouTube video, and of course, guys, you can go over to the Instagram on Anchor and follow us there, and go to the YouTube video through the many links in the descriptions. There are links everywhere. But guys, English is fascinating language. Actually, language in general is rather fascinating. Unlike science, which I love a bit more. Unlike science, where a chemical composition of water has remained the same since 1811, where H2O was like that. Yeah, that's water. And often while I'm studying my chemistry, I make jokes. And one of my jokes was while I was trying to tell myself the difference between a chemical between chemical forms, chemical and chemicals, all these chemicals. I was like, always remember that water is water. Water never changes. Water is always water. It's just like, the composition, air composition can change, but the composition of a mixture, like you can put all things in a mixture, but the mixture is dissolved in water, and water is water. Water is always H2O. Water is never going to change. But when it comes to languages, what one said in the past can have an entirely new phrase in the now, and we should all rejoice for this affinity to change that language has. Or would we be speaking in Old English, we'd be talking like Shakespeare to this day. However, actually Shakespeare will be talking like someone entirely different as well, because language does not have changed. Shakespeare changed language. So language is ever evolving, and we should be happy that it evolves to accept new words and terminology to make things easier. Because imagine morrow sounds cool still. Imagine you say on the morrow. On the morrow, which is like tomorrow, or you can say good morrow, good morning. But language is always changing, and that's good. We wouldn't even notice if language didn't change, because we just accept it, like how we have accepted water to be water for the last almost 3, I don't know, more than, 18, 11, I don't know. That's when Google says that. Let me tell you again. Google says that in 1811, the Italian physician Ambio Avogadro finally found the H2O formula for water. Although water has a simple molecular structure, it nevertheless has unique physical properties. It is the only element that exists on our planet in solid, liquid, and gaseous aggregate state. Water the boss. Water is water. I really should move on to the rest of the episode. So back to the matter at hand. It is interesting to me that when you realize morrow means morning, or the next day, overmorrow being the day after tomorrow, makes even more sense. Literally, it would mean over the next day or over the morning, and I interpret that as jumping a day. And today's episode is entitled Visions of Overmorrow. Now, what I didn't mention before is that tomorrow can often be used figuratively as a indication of the near future, and this title, Visions of Overmorrow, is just this is a metaphor that uses Overmorrow as a point in the far future, like just whereby typically tomorrow can be used as a point in the near future. I want to talk about our visions for the far future, not just the soon come, the soon come future. Remember we discussed briefly in the trailer episode how tomorrow is feasible, tomorrow is just 24 hours away, and all about the time and the joys. But the day after tomorrow is farther, it's 48 hours away. And if we extrapolate the concept of time further, and the end of the year is 365 days away from January 1st, 52 weeks, 12 months, we use the concept of time to make things more digestible, because if we were really supposed to tell the big, simple counting numbers, like if we were supposed to count it, imagine if I told you that starting January 1st, you have 525,600 minutes to work on a dream. You'd say, that's a lot of time. But the joke is that 525,600 minutes becomes 8,760 hours. What are you gonna say then? That's still a lot of time, And guess what? Guess what? You'd say that's a lot of time, and then you'd say those 8,760 hours is just 365 days. And now you're like, okay, 365 days, that's still a lot of time. We still got time, right? And then we say 52 weeks. That's 365 days. It's 52 weeks. And guess what? You say 52 weeks, 52. That's 52 7 days. That's you know what? That is a lot of time. And then we reach the point where 52 weeks becomes 12 months, and we're like, well, we still got enough time. So it's 12 months, and then we reach 1 year, and we say, well, it's a year. It's a lot of time, but it's also not a lot of time. So how did we go from 525,600 minutes to 1 year? And logically speaking, from the logicals of all, it's the same thing. 1 year is equal to 525,600 minutes. That's the same logical statement. It's the same thing. It's an equivalent statement of equivalence. If we're doing dimensional analysis in chemistry, you just write that one over the other, and then you figure it out from there, right? It's a equivalent statement. But yet still, when you tell someone that they have 12 months to get something done, they'll say, I have a lot of time. But most people, when they hear they have 1 year to get something done, they're like, that's not enough time. And my metaphor works for me. I don't know about you. It works for me. Because to me, waiting 2 days... have you ever sat down and waited 2 days? It's all the time. I don't know about anyone else, but I have this thing where I watch time. I'm very obsessed with time. Time is very obsessive. I obsess over time. Time is my thing. That's what I do. I watch time. And whenever I sit down, whenever I don't sleep, if I stay for 24 hours, I don't need the 24 hours. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to do stuff in, because you're gonna run out of things to do. Because at some point your brain's gonna get tired. You'll be like, okay, I'm tired, I can't really do anything. At some point your brain's gonna get tired. If you stay up for 24 hours, you're gonna realize you have a lot of time in a day. So now imagine 2 days of just doing 2 days. That's a lot of time to me. 2 days is a lot of time to me. Many people probably think that, 2 days is nothing. 2 days is short. That's not enough time. But to me, 2 days is a lot of time. And to me, a year is also a lot of time. People would say that a year is not much time. No. Me, a year is enough time. That is too much time. A year is so much. A year is a lot of time. So, and again, people often say at the end of a year, where did all the time go? And forgetting that just how much time is in a year. A year is very far into the future, but 2 days is near future. 2 days and a year can be used as a poetic metaphor for me because I, as a poet, I can make any senseless thing, and it's anything I want a metaphor because it's me. I'm the poet. No rules follow me. Poetry doesn't have rules. A senseless darn near idea of time. The poet doesn't have to subscribe to logic when they're writing his poetry. Belief is all that is needed, and I believe that 2 days and a year is equivalent to a lot of time. And now that we've established that, the real question and the meat of this episode is, what does one do with their 2 days, their 525,600 minutes, or their measly year? How do you use this time to your benefit, or benefit, or my benefit, and that's where visions and dreams come in. You see, today's episode is all about the vision boards. Oh, you probably didn't even see that coming. You guys probably didn't see that coming. Did you guys see that coming? Yes, today's episode is all about the vision boards and why they are important and why we need them. I'm gonna go read from the site now and then get back to you, because I ain't got the 4-1 on vision board. Anyway, a lot of people. This site will be linked in the description of the YouTube video as well. So you should really go follow me on Instagram so you can easily segue over to the YouTube video. I'm just saying. Anyway, a lot of people view vision boards in a negative light, thinking they are nothing more than a waste of time. But, visualizing your goals is not a ridiculous statement that came about because of the secret. As it turns out, the practice of visualizing is one of the most powerful tools you can master in this life. Creating a vision board helps to increase mental activity, opening pathways to help achieve the enjoyment and fulfillment you want in life. According to many studies, the act of visualizing what you want helps to improve motivation, concentration, coordination. A vision board helps you establish a sacred space that helps you expand on your focus. Creating the board invites more information as opposed to the lofty goals that you toss around loosely, So, what is a vision board? It may be the most important thing you hang on the wall. All kidding. All kidding aside, they say. A vision board is literally a board on which you place images or sayings that represent what you want to achieve. By assembling a collection of images, mottos, and affirmations, you create a tool that helps improve concentration. When you regularly see what you want to either be or achieve, there's a higher chance that you'll arrive at your desired destination. Exercise your imagination and create a vision of how you want your life to go. My vision board is a Samsung Notes on the front of my phone. Like it's just one swipe to the right from the home page, and I look at it every day. Not every day. Every week at least. I look at it at least once a week. Some weeks I look at it more than others, but it's the first thing I see on my phone. It can be the first thing I see on my phone depending on how I fall asleep. But it's interesting. Vision boards can be designed. You can make them fancy and beautiful. And I'm just like, bullet points. This. That's what we're working towards. But that just says there's many ways to design your vision board, and how you want to design your vision board is completely up to you. I'm just saying, vision boards can be colorful, they can be beautiful. But why do vision boards work? As you previously mentioned, I'm reading from the site, by the way. A vision board helps to bring your goals into fruition by creating a sacred space that allows you to actually see what you want in life. You bring it to life. The idea that seeing the things you want all the time helps you find pathways to achieve those things. It is loosely based on the law of attraction. Visualizing your goals helps you to unlock your own power, regardless of what you believe. It has been proven to work. The best way to put visualization into practice is through the vision board. Visualization, those things. I started vision boards back in 2020. Now, I always had my vision board in my head. I never write it out because it's like it's in my head. I know what I want. It's in my head. But writing it out did something. There's just some joy. There's some joy, and then there's just something about crossing off things from crossing things off your vision board that brings great joy. I'm just going to drink some water. Yes, water is water, guys. Water is life. Water is important. So yeah, I started writing down my vision board in 2020, but I've had a vision for my life for a very good time. I have visions for the age of 20, 25, 30, and 35. Those are the main visions I currently have in life. I'm turning 20 this year, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I started writing it down, and visualization actually does work, guys. Visualization is actually quite powerful. When you visualize something, it makes it tangible. It makes it something that you can work well, because sometimes the thoughts in our heads aren't as tangible as we would like, and because they aren't as tangible as we would like, we would think it's far off or can't be achieved. For example, in my vision board that I had in my head, in first form, this would be 7th grade. In first form, I wanted to be the head boy of my school, right? And I never wrote it down. And then I wrote it down. And I was like, okay, now how do I get this ticked off? Because I don't like failing. I hate failing. I don't fear failure. I just hate it. I believe failure is necessary. I believe failure is good for you. I know. Failure teaches lessons, but I don't like it. I don't like to fail. I like to win. So whenever I write down something that I want, I make sure I work very hard to achieve it, because I don't like to lose. I don't like failing, even though I know it's a part of life. I really don't like it. Notice how much time I said it. I really hate failure. It's not my thing. It just makes me feel like, it just makes me feel bad, But failure is good, guys. Failure is good for you. It builds character. But yeah, not for me. So I worked very hard to get it. And when I crossed off my vision board, I was like, yeah, did it. That was it. Vision board achieved. But it was because I had the visualization that made it really work for me. Now, the benefits of a vision board, they help you to stay motivated. So, sometimes in life, you can end up thinking that you're not doing enough. You can be sitting there and like, I'm not doing enough. I could get more done. But then when you have a vision board, you can tick off things. You can say, oh look, I made progress here. I made progress there. Actually, I tell people this often. You see, I have my vision board, right? My vision board has goals on it. That's all it has on it. Goals. And then I have a next list aside from the vision board that just has objectives. Now objectives and goals are two different things to me. Objectives are a means to get the goal that you want, and the goal is as a result of completing objectives. That's how I view things, right? And now what happened is that for me specifically, if I have a goal that says to drink 10 bottles of water a day, I'm going to have a next objective list, and the objective list is going to say 7 a.m. water, 8 a.m. water, 10 a.m. water, 11 a.m. water, and then it's just gonna have times where I'm supposed to drink water for the day, right? If I have a goal, to get a 6-pack by February 14, so I can post thirst traps on Instagram, right? And did I really just say that? Damn. Okay. But if I have that goal, right, I'm gonna be like, okay, you're gonna do sit-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, mostly sit-ups, because ab workout, whatever, ab workouts. I just have a list of objectives that says do these things every day. But the vision board is where all the goals go, and the goals are big things, and the objectives are small things that I have on a next list entirely. But when I cross off something off the vision board, it means that I've done a lot to get this thing off the vision board, which makes me motivated to keep going and keep working and to try harder, So when you don't have a physical reminder of what you want in life, I'm reading from the site now, the site said when you don't have a physical reminder of what you want in life, it's easy to slip into a state of complacency, into your aspirations and your aspirations to achieve, your aspirations to achieve what you want may dwindle. But having a vision board is a constant reminder of the things you want in life. Looking at the board helps you to stay motivated, reminding you of your goals whenever, whether you want to learn a new language or finish writing a book. By the way, I finished my book the other day. Snaps in the comments. I finished my book yesterday, actually. I put in extra work this week to finish it. Yesterday, yeah. And now I'm watching George Engineer, and Jimmy is annoying me as usual. You want to learn a new language of the finished writing, but put the board to help you achieve it. Stay motivated. The boards inspire creativity. Achieving your goals can make you dig down deep to figure out all possible avenues that can lead you to where you want to go. When you have constant reminder of your goals on a vision board, you become more creative. According to scientific research, visualizing allows you to see things from a better vantage point. It removes the blinders and helps you become more creative with problem solving. Harness that creativity. Vision boards make you very creative, because it's not just about the generic things, not generic. I make things sound generic. Vision boards aren't about saying brush your teeth every day. That's like something you should just do. It's not about. It's not something like, clean the bathroom this month. You're supposed to clean the bathroom. But vision boards are about things that you want, but you don't think you can get. You can creative. You need to be creative about it. Anyway, they help to see where you are at. The great thing about a vision board, as I've mentioned before, is that they never stay the same. It's ever changing. And it helps you cross off goals, my favorite thing to do, or establish new ones. When you achieve something, cross it off, or take it off, and replace it with the next thing you desire. The idea is that there is a constant stream of motivation and change. The process is much easier than writing down goals on a notepad that you'll most likely lose. Damn, that's aggressive. They inspire clarity. Oftentimes, people don't have a huge dream or burning desire to level up in life. That's perfectly fine. But it's possible that you feel this way because you don't want what you want. You don't know what you want yet. If there's something that you find moderately interesting, put it on the vision board. Experts say that seeing something can help you clarify what you want in life. As you see the board each day, it may inspire you to add more things and contribute to your goal. One day, you might find that your passion is pottery. And one day you might find that your passion is poetry, and then you run with it for like the next 5 years. You just run it. They make you determined. Vision boards make you determined. When you have a vision board, the purpose is to see your goals every day. The purpose is not just to see that as you regularly visualize your goals, you'll develop more determination to achieve what you want. Several studies found that people who see themselves as successful are less likely to give up on themselves. It is possible to experience failure, but that comes with everything else in life. The vision board keeps you accountable and increase your determination. This is the positivity, which helps you put your visions into action. But yeah, vision boards important. Wow, my lips are my throat is dry again. Water is important, guys. Water is life. We love water. Yeah, we love water. We really do love water. What was I saying now? Yes, vision boards. Yeah, so we've gone through what our vision boards. We've gone through all that loveliness, all that jazz. How much time were there? We had 27 minutes. Damn. That's what I get for putting a script. I'm actually moving at pace. That's manageable. Anyway, for 2022, let's get to the portrait part of this episode. Eh? For 2022, I made an extravagant vision board, and I am happy to report that it has cleared in full before the end of 525,600 minutes. Clap self. I really don't have the energy and the time to input the clapping animation, so I'm just gonna clap myself. Yeah, clap. clapping self for achieving all I wanted to achieve in 2022. Even some of the optional things. I have an optional section on my vision board, which is just things I think are completely outlandish and cannot happen. Yeah, Margarita later. Yeah. For example, like optional things that I know cannot, that I know are unlikely, like the extremely unlikely. That's where the extremely unlikely things go in the optional section. For 2023, the optional section says meet Zendaya. Because you all know, actually it says Zendaya anything. Because honestly, you all know I love Zendaya. She's awesome. But she's Zendaya. Okay? So, and if Zendaya likes a poem, amen. If Zendaya even mentions a poem of mine or a book of mine, amen. If I accidentally run into Zendaya, joy, optional, because why it's optional, because it's not gonna happen. It's very hard. It's unlikely. If I put, remember, I don't like when my vision board isn't complete because it's a sign of failure, and I hate failure. So it's on the optional section because I very unlikely. Next optional thing, go viral. Get my books and poems to go viral. I don't think this is it. I would love it to be the year, but I don't think it's the year for the viral poem. I don't know. Maybe it is the year. But maybe I need to get some faith. Then I have 12 dates by the year end. I want to go on a date in each month. Like I want to go on a date in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I want to go on a date in each month. But the thing is, I don't have the you know what I mean? I don't have the facility, so that I don't. It's not that Single Pringle January. I don't get January is almost done anyway. It's like when you guys get this episode, it's gonna be January 18. Like that's when you guys gonna get this episode, and it's now January 6th, and I don't think that I will be getting that far in life, Anyway, but it's there, optional, might happen, who knows. Exercise more. I don't have anything against exercise. It's just that I have other things I love to do more, so it's there. Next optional is fall in love. I'm a hopeless romantic, guys, but I don't. This is not the year. This is not the year for this falling in love thing. It's not the time. It's really not the time. And then we have journal every day. Now, journal every day is going well so far. It's been 6 days, and I've journaled every 5 of those 6 days. I haven't journaled it today. Probably journal it today. Although I don't know really what to talk about to myself every day, because I write so much. Maybe I'll just import a poem. And then the last thing in the optional section is start book 7B, which would be the 9th book. And I could start it. I finished book 7A yesterday, so I could start book 7B, but I don't know. I want to see how book 7A performs on Wattpad first. But yeah, optional things, outlandish things, never gonna happen, or they won't happen now. They'll happen in the Overmorrow, in the future, far future. But when I sat down to make my vision board for 2023, like the real visions, like the things that I can knock off, the things that I can achieve, because I like to, because winning is really my purview over the entire for most things. I wrote on all the normal goals, like the usual: get A's in all my courses, increase Instagram followers, and get more people to read the books and poems that I publish. Those are usual goals, and the goals that I have been writing every year, long before I even started writing vision boards back in 2020. And after writing out the usual suspects, I asked myself, what do I want? Like that's really the big thing about vision boards that not many people mention. You're supposed to ask yourself what you want. I'm getting real close and personal. I'm very close to the mic now. I don't know how this is going for earphone users, but this sounds awesome to me. I love the sound of my voice, So guys, this is the big thing. A vision board is about what you want, So what do I want? That's what's the big thing I want, and what that I can get done this year. Because it's not just about what I want. Remember, guys, I don't like losing. I don't like failing. I really don't like it. I know it's a part of life, but we don't like it. So anything we write on the vision board can be done in the 525,600 minutes. And everything came to mind. Everything that came to my mind was too big for the 525,200 minutes, and that says a lot, because the 2022 vision board, I intentionally threw aside my hatred of failure, and I went big, and I went for things that I didn't think would be possible, and I got everything done. So maybe I should stop caring about whether or not things will get ticked off and just write them down anyway. But anyway, or was either too big or simple stuff like exercising more and being more social, make more friends. Those things are good, yes, but I'm a dreamer, And I believe in chasing after the impossible and making it seem possible, because last year's vision board only had the impossible. I never thought I could pull off half the things I wrote on it, but I managed to do it, and it left me wondering, what else is there? That's what happens when you overcome your fear of failure, and when you actually get done the things you thought you couldn't get done, you end up wondering what else is there to be done. Now, I don't know what the term is. But I tend to suffer from a lack of fulfillment. I'm almost never satisfied, actually, and I rarely think I have enough. That Sharpay, when Sharpay and Evan sings that song in High School Musical, I Want It All. Yeah, they sang it for me. They wrote it for me. I want it all, the fame, the fortune, I don't really want fame and fortune. I don't really want the fame. I'll take the fortune now, but the fame. I want it all, I want it all. I want it. The fame, the fortune, I want the world, nothing less than the world. Anyway, which High School Musical do you guys love the most? 1, 2, or 3? My favorite is the 1. My favorite's 1. I love 3 next, and 2. I really don't like the plot of High School Musical 2, but that's a complicated thing. I love High School Musical 2 has an exceptional soundtrack, but the plot is so annoying. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'm almost never satisfied. Back to that. I want it all. It has caused me to jump from goal to goal. This particular feeling, it's caused me to jump from goal to goal without ever looking back. Traveling, treating what would be considered a big win yesterday as nothing but a small detail today, as an inconsequential parable to the morrow and a small dot in the grand scheme of Overmorrow. As I ended 2022 for the first time since 2015 or 2016, one of them, I didn't feel this way again. I actually felt fulfilled. I was satisfied, and when I turned and asked myself, what do I want? I said nothing. And that's just madness. Surely I must want something. I kept digging and searching, and again my mind came up blank. I don't want nothing. Remember the issue is I want something that is achievable in 600 minutes. And I want something achievable in 12 months. But I couldn't think of anything that I wanted that I could achieve in 12 months. Because I thought of things. I thought of many things. I want a PhD. I want a master's degree. I want to build this. I want to build that. I want to expand here. I want to do a movie starring Zendaya as my main character for one of my books that are adapted into a movie. I want to fall in love. But I look at myself, you can't do any of that in 12 months, bro. What are you thinking here? You need to think of something that you can do in 12 months. And that's just, madness. So I went to Tyreek, of course. And by the way, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, bro. Link in the description below for the most epic art ever. I told you guys I go off script a lot. But So about how I told Eric how annoyed I was that I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on my vision board. I didn't know like the grand vision of the year 2020 2023. Like the one thing that after I cross it out, that would have been 2023. That would have been it. That would have been like, yes, I made it. And Tyreek told me that I am suffering from overachieving, and I laughed at his suggestion at first. I really did laugh at his suggestion because, like, how can one suffer from overachieving? That doesn't make any sense. But then in the solitude of night, while rushing my thoughts to sleep, I realized that he had a point. Knowingly or unknowingly, I had spent the last 5 years of my life building towards a vision of myself at 20. I was so fixated on this vision. I got most of it done by 18, and I only have one thing left to do with just 7 months to go. Not once did I stop to rest. Not once did I stop to reflect. I kept on moving towards this future vision of myself. And now that I have become the future vision I wanted to be, there is nothing more to do, to want, that I can do today or tomorrow. Everything that is left to be done is in the overmorrow. For the year 2023, I find myself then. So when I asked myself what I wanted for the vision of 2023, they were all visions of Overmorrow, visions of the far, far future, vision of the year after year, not the following year, not this year. Ideas of tomorrow, ideas that weren't of tomorrow, but of the the words. The future. It wasn't visions for the future that was within my grasp. It was visions for the future that was a bit too far at the moment. Like, it's gonna be there. Like, I know I'm gonna reach those visions, but it's like, I need to. That's a big jump. I don't want to take a big jump and fail, and then feel like that was a waste of time. Because that's just not it. That's just not cool, right? So it's best to go small steps. And I was like, what is the small step in between this, what I have now, and what I want later? The question, the interesting problem. This is an interesting problem I've had to face. What does one do when they are satisfied with the now? What do you do when your goals aren't 24 hours away? What do you do when your dream is 48 hours away? Instead, what do you do with all this time, this lots of time? I asked myself again, what do I want for 2023? And I finally said that I want to enjoy the now. This shocked me as well. But okay. That's the dream for the year. That's the grand vision. Enjoying today so that when tomorrow comes, I am rested and prepared to work for the vision of tomorrow. I do not do this often. So for these 525,600 minutes, or as my metaphor condenses them to be 48 hours, instead of having wins to check off, like I usually have like big win this, big win there, yes, I'm doing it, yes. Check off. Aside from the main things I mentioned already, I'll be writing down the small wins and the big wins, everything that brought me joy, and hopefully by the end of the year, reading the list takes a lot of time. Reading the list takes a lot of time. In short, 2023 is my filler chapter, where the main character goes off on random adventures and side quests. But every good story has filler, and every good game has side quests. You gain depth, experience, and wisdom, and memories when you stop rushing to the end and enjoy the now. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Anyway, moving on to the end section, I guess. Thank you again for spending time with us today. And we do hope you enjoyed today's episode about vision boards and the future, and you learned something about tomorrow and and overmorrow and today and morrow and whatever the word is. Of course, this is the end of another episode, and I will see you again in 2 weeks' time on February 1st, the month of love. Remember to follow us in the links below for more, just for more. Check out our books posting on Wattpad and Inkit every Friday, and make sure that in making your vision boards for 2023, you ask yourself, what is it that you truly want? If you're like me and you feel like having a filler year, you just know you got 525,600 minutes, 600 minutes to, or better yet, 2 days to enjoy the now. And I believe that you will enjoy the now. So have a wonderful day. Do stay frosty, my people. And remember, you are perfectly lovable, amazingly talented, and tough. I don't really want to end today's episode. Man. What are we going to do? Oh, I still have some water left in it. So let me just finish the water off. That's the water done. You should recycle your water bottles, guys. Global warming, save the world. Recycling is important. Water bottles. I don't know if they're selling the water or the bottle itself. You ever wonder if they're selling you the water bottle or the water, the bottle or the bottle or the water inside the bottle? Because if they're selling the plastic, then that makes sense to me, because it's like the plastic that needs to be manufactured and all that, right? But if they're selling the water inside the plastic, I'm like, bro, water falls from the sky. Capitalism. Anyways, but anyway, so yeah, the episode should have done. I don't know why I'm still at chat. Do have a wonderful day. Do have a wonderful week. Do have a wonderful month. I hope the rest of January treats you well. I hope your vision boards are tip-top shape. And bye. Love you. Yeah, I already said the slogan. I don't know why am I still here? Oh, keys. Yeah, keys. Bye, guys.